Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran, Kirk, and Jack. The PickDawgz on the pitch soccer crew is finally back, although just slightly because Kirk is still on vacation, this time in Costa Rica, and his internet is not that good. He's lagging quite a bit. We're gonna give him word to start the video and give out all of his picks for the 9 games on Wednesday, and then Jack and I will carry on with our picks for all of those games. We have premium picks. We have free picks. It's all up on the PickDawgz YouTube channel, so check it out. Subscribe, hit that like button, and make sure to leave us a comment, guys. While for our premium picks, click the links in the description and just get on board and get one of those daily passes, 3-day passes, or even a 7-day pass if that's something you want to do. Now, Kirk, I know that we are lagging a bit, but you can move on with your free picks for the Wednesday slate.
Let's see the delay.
All right. What up, guys? Hope we're doing well. This is not how I anticipated the comeback, but yeah, the Wi-Fi here is it's a little spotty. So let me just give you a nice little nine-legger here, and we'll call it a day. We got Copenhagen, Kairat, both teams to score. Kairat's got to bang a goal here. Pafos, Monaco, both teams to score. Bayern's obviously beating Arsenal. We know the history there. Atletico, Inter, both teams to score. Pretty simple there. Frankfurt moneyline against Atalanta. Atalanta looks like shit on the road. Liverpool's bouncing back. Take the -1.5. Olympiacos at 20 minutes at plus 650. That's free, so they'll be up after 20 minutes. I mean, Real Madrid's a dumpster fire right now. PSG to nil. Tottenham blows. And Sporting on the money line. I mean, put all those 9 together. We'll be back soon. Peace out. Appreciate you guys.
Smooth, very smooth.
Yeah. Looks like he's staying with us here.
I think he can hear
Hey,
us.
hey, thank you. He can hear us. It's gonna be a pretty big delay. I think it's around 10, 15 seconds. Anyways, Jack, let's get from the beginning here. We have Copenhagen and Kairat. I agree with Kirk on this one. I'm taking both teams to score as well. I mean, Kairat, I don't expect a lot from them, but Copenhagen's defense has been trash this season.
Yeah, very interesting sports across the Wednesday slate. I think this one is quite a generous one, to be honest. It's juiced, yes, but both these teams aren't scoring right now. They're conceding a lot, but to concede, your opponent has to be able to score. And both these teams combined, I believe, are on 4 goals in 4 games combined. So I'll take the under 3.5 here. Again, it's going to be very cold in Copenhagen. Different environment somewhat for Kairat. And I think it's a big pressure game as well. This is going to be a very tense one. If you lose this, if you're Copenhagen or Kairat, you're 100% done and dusted. So I like the under here. Going to be a tense one.
There you go. Moving on to the next one, Jack. Pafos and Monaco. Now, these two teams are even on points in the Champions League so far, 5 points each. Although Pafos is in a lot better form right now than Monaco is. Monaco lost 3 of their last 4, while Pafos is undefeated in their last 4.
Yeah, again, another really interesting spot here because Monaco, they were horrible against Rennes. They were horrible against Lens. And Pafos at home are pretty good. They're pretty good. So, yeah, I think this is just a spot where you take them on the double chance. I think it's more of Monaco can't be trusted with like nearly a -200 line. And you just take on the other side of the coin here. I just don't think Monaco's form is good enough to really trust them at any kind of, -200 or there around. So I'll just go on the other side.
Yeah, I could see both teams to score here as well, like Kirk said. But I think we should give some credit to Pafos. They're playing pretty well. Uh, they're very close to getting to that knockout stage as well. If they can get a couple of more positive results, They will definitely get there. I decided to go with the cards here because we have the referee that's averaging over 4 yellow cards per game. It's a Slovakian referee, and I think this could potentially be a bit of a intense match, a bit of a scrappy game here, where we could see potentially some extra falls from both sides. So I'm taking over 4 cards at -120. Now, next up, Jack, it's the big one on Wednesday. It's Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I mean, I would love for Bayern Munich to beat Arsenal here, kind of to ground them. But still, with all due respect to both of these teams, do you think Bayern deserves to be such big underdog here in this game? It's sort of a similar situation like Chelsea versus Barcelona that we had yesterday, except that obviously Arsenal is playing a lot more consistently than Chelsea does. But still, I mean, Bayern is what, plus 220 right now.
Yeah, I think the books are considering the fact that, although Atletico Madrid is not on the same level as Bayern are, a 4-0 win for Arsenal is like crazy, and I bet there's a crazy guy who took -3.5 with Arsenal for that one, and they probably lost a lot of money, the books. So, yeah, tough one for me. I just think defensively, Bayern aren't at the races as they were for September and October. Recently, they've been, they've had some defensive lapses, especially on the road. I think Arsenal coming off a four-goal stint on the weekend, and again, as I mentioned, they scored 4 against Atletico a couple of weeks ago. I have to take the over here. Bayern can score 1 or 2 easily. Arsenal can definitely do the same. So the over is a great price.
I mean, these two are, sorry, among the most efficient teams in the Champions League so far. Bayern is actually leading this group stage with 12 points and plus 11 goal difference, which is actually the same goal difference that Arsenal has, also plus 11. But Arsenal still hasn't conceded a goal in the Champions League.
That will change. That will change. They haven't got Gabriel now. I mean, Gabriel's a key part of their defense. They're missing him. And of course, you've got wear and tear and timber and so on. So, yeah, that will eventually go. I think, obviously, it goes this game.
Yeah, probably. I agree. And I mean, even though Bayern is missing Luis Diaz, who is suspended for this game because of the red card, they have Olise, who's doing well. They have Gnabry, who's been playing pretty well this season as well. And Carl, hey, my man Carl has been tearing it up. He has a few goals over the last few games. And of course, you can't go without Harry Kane up front. That guy is just a machine when it comes to scoring goals and playing everywhere, man. He's everywhere.
He loves to score against Arsenal too.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we could see and honestly, I don't think we could even call it an upset if Bayern wins this game. So yeah, I agree with you on the over -135. It's a good price. The books obviously are not expecting a lot of goals in this one, but I'll take the over as well. Atletico Madrid and Inter, another interesting matchup. Jack, Inter coming off of a loss in that derby against Milan. Atletico Madrid, I mean, they are playing well. They're inconsistent when it comes to scoring goals. They scored once against Getafe, but over the last 4 or 5 games, they've scored at least a couple of goals in each of their games. So I don't know. Do you see them getting a win at home, or do you see Inter bouncing back?
Can't call this one. This could go either of 3 ways, honestly. If you're betting either side, in my opinion, on this one, do it carefully and at your own risk, because it's really unpredictable. I think the books say so as well. Honestly, plus 250 on the draw isn't too bad, but I think this one's just going to be a very tight one. I'm going to take the under. Madrid, they've only conceded twice at home in the competition so far. 1 to USG, 1 to Frankfurt, and it's tough to keep Frankfurt from scoring. Inter on the road, they're also doing very good defensively. They've yet to concede on the road in the 2 games that they've played in the Champions League. So I like the under here at plus money, but I'm not betting it myself.
Yeah, this is going to be another game where I'm going to go with the cards, over 4 cards, -128. We have a French referee who's also averaging just over 4 cards per game. And this could definitely be the type of a game where we're gonna see a bit of a roughness, especially from Atletico Madrid. We know that they don't shy away from that in their games. Next up, Eintracht versus Atalanta. Jack, I mean the price is just too good on Eintracht at home, plus 160 against this very struggling Atalanta team. And you know what? I will happily take Eintracht at home on the money line.
Yeah, don't mind it. I don't hate it. I definitely looked at Frankfurt, but I don't know. They're not used to playing Champions League, and that they've had 2 games where they've conceded 5 goals already this season. So yeah, I'm on the fence with taking them. I'd rather just take the over. I can trust them to score. I can trust Atalanta to concede and score as well. So again, kind of a juice price, but this should be hitting here. We're looking at a 2-1 game at a minimum. Maybe a 3-0 Frankfurt is definitely possible, but yeah, I just see a lot of goals here.
Yeah, and the over is priced pretty well, minus 149. That's not a bad price at all. If you want to push it, take over 2.75, getting a slightly
Yeah.
better price and a decent chance of hitting it as well. So maybe consider that, guys. Next up, Jack, we have Liverpool, who got embarrassed against Nottingham Forest. Quite embarrassed, I have to say. And I don't know why Salah still has so much credit with Arne Slot. I mean, he hasn't dribbled past anyone in ages. His shots look like some kid is taking those shots. He takes them from all sorts of angles and whatever. I know he scored a bunch of great goals. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the Liverpool's best players ever, but I think it's time. It's time to put him on the bench, Jack.
It's just you're too scared right now. Slot is under a lot of pressure, and if he takes the leap of faith and drops Salah, and then it goes wrong and they don't concede and they don't score, then everyone will be complaining why he's dropped Salah. You know, so it's kind of a lose-lose. But Liverpool have not scored in 2 games, and PSV have looked pretty good defensively this season. I don't think PSV are going to walk into Anfield and score 2. I also can't really see Liverpool scoring more than 2 because, like I said, they haven't scored in their last 2 games. So I'll take the under 3.5 here. Again, I know it's a bit. I know it's a bit juiced. Excuse me. I know it's a bit of a risky play. You know, people look at Liverpool and go, "Oh, under, don't like it." But you know, it's just one of those plays. I'll play the price under 3 plus 100, under 3.5 actually, under 3.5. I'll correct you on that one. Under 3.5 at plus 100 in this kind of game. Have to take it.
Yeah, I mean, if Liverpool doesn't score at least a couple of goals here, they are risking a win like a lot. I think PSV could, with the way they are playing and the big opponent that they're playing against in this game, they could come out flying in this one. They could come out with a lot of pressure up top, and we know that Liverpool's defense is crumbling, especially that left flank with Kirkis as the left fullback. And I mean, he's good. He's young, but when you compare him and Andy Robertson with the defensive tasks, the difference is there. And I don't think Kirkis is just ready just yet to be in the starting 11 for Liverpool as the right fullback. But I mean, they have to get going at some point. So I'm taking Liverpool to win and over 2.5 at minus 156 in this one. Next up, Olympiacos and Real Madrid, Jack. Now, there's been a lot of rumors surrounding Real Madrid. They got lucky with a 2-2 draw against Elche, and it was a 2-2 draw that shouldn't have been. I don't know if you saw that second goal that Bellingham scored. Elche's goalkeeper was literally kicked in the head and had a bloody nose when they scored that goal.
And they allowed it?
Yeah, it was allowed. It was 2-2 in like 89th minute or whatever it was, and that was it. But I read today as well that there are quite a few players who are not supporting Xabi Alonso, which is just ridiculous to me. Stop being spoiled bitches and just play. Just do whatever your coach tells you to do. That's why he's there. If you don't like it, just go ahead. But yeah, it all started with Vini And I mean, he doesn't like anybody. So I hope they don't extend his contract. Apparently, he said he doesn't want to extend it anyways if Xabi Alonso stays there. But I just hope that they don't fire Xabi Alonso, even though they just hired him this season. So I don't know.
I've
What are your thoughts here?
I've said this before. Don't like to say it too much because the comments will probably go crazy, and I don't want the smoke. I'll keep it real, but I've said it before. I don't know what it is about Real Madrid's fan base, but they are like insanely toxic. Insanely toxic. When things aren't going your way,
Yeah.
it's not just like, I'm not talking about, comments online or things like that, which again are bad. It's the stuff that you're doing in real life. I'll never forget the time where I think they lost to Barcelona and players are driving out of the stadium and they're literally getting stones and they're getting their cars kicked, their windows punched. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. I understand football is life, but come on, these people are human. You
Yeah.
think honestly they're going to the games and not trying to win? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's nonsensical. Gareth Bale had one of the most depressing stints there, which completely killed his career because of all the heat that he got from the media, which they tried to do to David Beckham. And Beckham bit his lip and didn't allow it to hinder him to an extent. But look, back on topic, I think this is a great spot for Real Madrid to put things right. Hugo Suave, I'll give you a shout out. Took Real Madrid in Survivor. Elche costed you. If you're watching, I hope you are. But here, I'll take Madrid to bounce back here. I'll take them on halftime, full time. I think Olympiacos can score, especially in the second half, because Olympiacos are scoring in the second half. Real Madrid are conceding a lot in the second half, but I can see them leading at halftime, full time here to put things right.
Yeah. I seem to be going with a lot of cards for this slate for some reason. Over 4 cards in this one, minus 122. I mean, it's Michael Oliver who's the referee for this game. He might lose control of this match quite quickly. And when you go to Olympiacos on the road, that's a pretty hostile environment. Their fans are not all there in the head, and it can get quite rowdy in that stadium. And when you're playing team like Real Madrid, I think we could easily see a bloodbath in this one. So another game where I'm taking over 4 cards at minus 122. Next up, Jack. I know you said you will have a rant prepared for this one.
I can't. We can't make the video longer. But Jesus, look, I'm 80% Thomas Frank out here. You look at the Premier League. The lowest 5 XG performances, Tottenham have 3 of them. And this is a league that contains Burnley. This is a league that contains Nottingham Forest, how bad they've been. This is a league that contains Leeds and how bad they've been. Tottenham have the 3 of the lowest 5 XG performances. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. I understand he's got injuries, but most of our players still would get into the lower half of the Premier League starting 11. It's not good football. This is a rematch of the Super Cup, which will not be anything like this one. I can assure you of that. Purely because Thomas Frank has a lot of pressure on him now. There's a lot of noise from the fans. If we have the same performance as Tottenham had against Arsenal, then there are going to be pitchforks. There are going to be problems. So, look, what's that going to mean? Tottenham aren't going to play a structured in defence. They're going to try and get goals on the board at any cost, a bit like Ange Postecoglou's kind of football, I will guess. And if you do that on the road to PSG, well, they're just going to score against you. So I think it's a lose-lose here for Tottenham. I'll take the over 3.5 at plus money. I can see this one being a lot of goals, maybe a 4-1, 5-1 kind of game. So yeah, it's a really good price. Tottenham aren't going to come to PSG and defend. I can promise you of that.
Yeah, nor they should have. Tottenham hasn't played an opponent like PSG is in the Champions League just yet. They played Monaco, they played Bodo Glimt, they played Copenhagen, who they beat 4-0. But it's quite clear that when you put them under pressure, like Arsenal did, Tottenham seems to be crumbling. And I got to give you props for that card pick that you had, because Romero did get carded against Arsenal. It was plus 350. I think that was a pretty
And
big win.
it's shortened to like plus 180 at kickoff, or when the lineups came out as well. So yeah, if you took it, congrats. And it was for the stupid yellow card as well, by the way. It wasn't even a foul. He was just complaining at the referee because he was annoyed and got a yellow. You know, it's free.
Yeah.
So free.
Stupidest yellow card ever that you can see. It's just ridiculous. I'm taking PSG to win and over 2.5 minus 115. I mean, I hope Tottenham scores. That's gonna make my job easier here for my free pick. But yeah, I think PSG can just outscore them. It's just very hard for Tottenham to defend. They brought in a coach potentially to fix their defense, which is just not happening. I don't know how you allowed so many goals when you have Mickey Van de Ven on your defense. It just doesn't. Like, I want for Barcelona to try and sign Mickey Van de Ven. Just pay whatever you want to pay whatever Tottenham wants for him, and get him to Barcelona. That guy is gonna be the best defender in the world if he goes to Barcelona or a team like that. That's like he's super impressive. Last game of the video, Jack. Sporting versus Club Brugge. A game that, well, I guess not a lot of people are going to watch when you have a few of those big ones. But Sporting, probably the best team in Portugal, playing pretty well in the Champions League also. Club Brugge, impressive 3-3 performance against Barcelona before the international break. But this is going to be a bit of a different game.
Yeah, likely. I think... well, Brugge had a really good start, didn't they, to the Champions League? They beat Monaco 4-1. And then they kind of fell off a cliff on the road to Bayern. They lost 4-0. They then lost another game, I think, to Bologna or Italian team. No, Bologna aren't even in the Champions League. Atalanta, maybe?
Atalanta. Yeah, could be Atalanta.
So, yeah, the road form's not great. Sporting's home form is better. 1-2 out of 2, scored 6, conceded twice, and that was to Marseille, who do score a lot more than Club Brugge. So yeah, I'm going to take Sporting here. I think I was expecting, before I opened up my app, I was expecting like maybe minus 190, minus 200, but yeah, it's not that bad of a price. So I'll take it at this price for sure.
Yeah, I will take it as well. Won't even push it anything further than money line minus 156 in my book. Maybe we just do the shopping a little bit to see if we can get a better price. But yeah, I think Sporting is getting all 3 points in this one. That's it, Jack. Thank you for joining us here, guys. We had Kirk here briefly giving out his free picks. Unfortunately, his Wi-Fi is so bad that he's just lagging too much. So I don't think he'll be here for the Europa League videos. But I don't know, maybe he should be home after the weekend, I suppose. So next week, we should have him back at full strength here. That's it, everyone. Good luck with all of your bets. Stay tuned for more free picks, and we'll see you soon.